I like a good quality of life, and it really has to do more with being able to say no, which is what I've learned.
I got to ask you about radio,
Uh-huh.
since I also have a background in radio,
Uh-huh.
just going back to the mid '70s. Um, the industry has changed quite a bit
Yeah.
with the consolidation of, independent stations with these mega million, corporations. When you got into the business, well, let me ask you. Let me just say this. To me, there seems to be less creativity
Mhm.
in radio now
Mhm.
than it was probably when you got into business and when I got into business. Everything's now seems to be more of, we want a McDonald's in every city, and we're going to program and not really thinking about
The personality.
the characteristics of that particular city and
Mhm.
the personalities and stuff. You're going into the Hall of Fame, so you're a legend institution now. How do you feel about radio now and what it's gone through over the years since you've been in it?
I feel sorry for my peers in radio. I feel sorry because, first of all, there is no money in radio unless you're part of the top 1%. A man cannot make a decent salary in radio to support a wife and children. And I'm sorry that I always revert back to family, but I never think that anybody wants to intentionally just be alone. I mean, we joke about wanting to be bachelors and bachelorettes, and we don't need, but nobody wants to truly be alone. So I'm sorry that I talk about family a lot. The single people, you all might hate me, but it is what it is. A man cannot adequately support a family in your average market, on the radio. He has to have a second job. And when you're a local celebrity and you're only making $12,000 a year, to supplement your income, you're humping boxes at Home Depot. There's something that happens to your pride. You understand what I'm saying? There's something that happens to your pride that, weren't you just on the radio? And now you're in here humping boxes. Well, you got to get over your pride and you got to get a better job or pick a different profession. Also, syndication. Syndication is a monster. They want not just the same formula in every market, but they want the same morning show in every market. So, and then they want the same afternoon show. Now, it just so happens then I'm on the winning end of that because I got in the door before all this stuff started happening. So, I make a nice income, and I am part of syndication, and I am part of that 1% that I'm speaking of. But I can tell you, it was only the other day, or maybe it's just because I have compassion. While I'm living as part of that 1%, I have compassion for the other 99%. And I would tell anybody who asked me, pick a plan B. It's not radio. Whoever's here now is good. Many of us are getting laid off. People trying to come in, get ready. Because that $12,000 that the man before you made, they're going to give you $8,000. And that's no lie. When I started radio, I was making $3.25 an hour. My first radio job was in the Virgin Islands. My second job was the afternoon driver to Kathy Hughes's morning show at WOL in Washington, D.C. Miss Hughes started off paying me $9,000 a year. My raise was $11,000 a year. Before I got a chance for my raise to get kicked in, I chased down and gotten a job in New York at a brand new radio station called Hot 103.5. It ended up being Hot 97 subsequently, but that was back in 1988. I can clearly remember when I went full-time at Hot, I was making, I think, $60,000 a year. Back then, doing overnights, being a college kid, and I had no loans, no nothing. Honey, I was the bachelorette of the block. I was like doing it. 1988? Are you kidding me? $60,000? Now, guess what? You'd be lucky if you get $60,000 to do mornings in Philadelphia. Think I'm lying. Think I'm lying. That's crazy, right? Philly's a top 5 market. Morning show. Hello? So, this business, and consolidation has hurt this. And as far as the formula for jocks, it's always been the rule of management. Management never wanted the jock to be bigger than the call letters of the station. The second the station became WNDY and not, W, whatever it is, Wendy. Wendy's got to go. Oh, but and basically, I feel like a lot of us who've become quite popular, they only keep us until they can figure out who to replace us with. And we're not stupid. At least I know I'm not stupid. You know what I mean? Especially in this recession, honey. Oh, everybody's popular.
And I guess that's...
No, it's not.
That
Priscilla.
might have been the sig. As a matter of fact, I think that was her calling to wrap it up back there.
No, but
real nice trick there.
But I will add this. I will add this though. As far as radio, consolidation has killed radio because if you get fired from one company, oh, and they left me a message. If you get fired from one company, you're fired from the whole. You're in a particular city. You're fired from every place. And I think the smartest thing that people in radio could be doing is, and hold on to your passion. There's nothing wrong with holding on to your passion as long as you realize that you have to be realistic about how far this love is going to take you. You've got to get your side hustles. That's why you have people like me or like DJ Drama or I mean, you know, like no jock worth their salt. I said Drama because I know he's here in Atlanta. No jock worth their salt is just going to be a jock. You've got to have some other hustles going on, either A, to supplement your income, or B, because you're about to get fired, and it won't be about supplementing, it'll be about monkey barring to the next profession. I mean, it happens. And this talk show, they came to me, I didn't go to them, but we've always had our feelers out, you know, that I want to, do things, and I can't remember just doing radio and only radio and not hustling and getting, cheese in other directions. I can't ever remember doing it. Just radio. Oh, it's been a long time. A long, long time. Woo! What's my phone? That means they left me a message. My phone was only $49. Do you want to know what? Everybody gets fancy with all that stuff, but this dials in, it rings, and it leaves messages with funky beats. I don't need to be fancy.
Your show in New York, what time does it come on?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Can people pick it up here on the internet?
2 p.m. to 6 p.m. If you go to my flagship station, which is WBLS, WBLS.com, the listening room, is what I like to call it, on the internet fills up quickly, so you'll be bounced off many times. They open it up and then people just listen. They open it up and people just listen. I'm fortunate enough to be popular, which is great. It's unfortunate that usually radio stations will syndicate their morning show, so they want to keep their afternoon show local. So therefore, there is no room to syndicate Wendy if we have a syndicated morning show already. You know what I mean? There's no room. So but I'm popular, and so people listen online, which is great. But this TV vehicle is really just the ticket that I really needed to. First of all, a bigger platform, and then second of all, to really showcase more than just whatever it is people think that I am. Hopefully America will adore me, or at least tolerate for a few years, and then I'll go away.